Out on the Whitsundays off the Queensland coast, it's race week, as the two teams discover.
Last episode of TravelOz, we experienced the true Australian outback. From the small central Queensland town of Hughenden, we road tripped our way east towards the tropical coastline and smack bang into a very different environment.
Well, we've left the dry, dusty outback far behind us and made our way to a picturesque part of the coastline, where a group of 74 beautiful green islands lie. These are known as the Whitsundays.
After a short ferry ride from the mainland, we're now standing on the largest island in the Whitsunday group, Hamilton Island. And I tell you what, this place is absolutely buzzing.
Hamilton Island, while being a naturally beautiful island, really has all the creature comforts that a luxury-seeking traveller could want. By the time we jumped off the ferry, we realised that something was going on. The island was bustling with activity.
But the reason for all this buzz and excitement is because this week, Hamilton Island is hosting a 25-year-old sailing tradition and one of the more recognised events on Australia's sporting and social calendar, the Hamilton Island Race Week.
Well, Hamilton Island Race Week is Australia's largest offshore yachting regatta. This year we've got a record fleet of 225 yachts from every state in Australia, including international entrants. The Whitsundays is the sailing mecca in Australia, and what a perfect way to showcase to the world how beautiful Hamilton Island and the Whitsundays is through this event. Probably about 5,000 extra people on the island this week. The island is booked out, there's not a bed spare, and they're all here doing a week's worth of fantastic sailing, but also having a great time on shore. It is the 1 week of the year where probably all of corporate Australia is on one island and they're letting their hair down.
Always keen on getting stuck into the action, we were interested in giving this whole sailing thing a go, but there was one vital ingredient we seem to have forgotten.
Oh, there, Captain.
So while we're waiting for the tide to come back in, we thought we'd try out some land-based activities.
Guys. Following the hype of Australia's famous victory at the America's Cup in 1983 came a decision to create Australia's very own world-class sailing regatta. The idea was conceived by the same man who initiated development on Hamilton Island, Keith Williams, and in the 25 years since has become somewhat of a mecca for sailing enthusiasts, earning itself the title as Best Significant Event in Queensland.
The breeze in the Whitsundays is world-renowned for its strength and consistency, mixed up with perfect on-water sailing conditions. And this year's Race Week held up its reputation.
Well, this is it. Hamilton Island Race Week is in full swing. The first boats have left the starting line and are about to round the first marker, Surprise Rock. This is incredible. Just look at that.
Well, it certainly is impressive to watch. Right here behind me, we've got Wild Oats, owned by none other than Bob Oatley, the owner of Hamilton Island itself. Just look at it fly.
Woo! Well, you can watch these boats sailing around all you want, but nothing really beats getting right out there and amongst it. Right now, we've hopped aboard Condor, one of the larger boats in the fleet. And to tell you what, looks like I better get to work.
As soon as we jumped on board, we realised that this couldn't be any further from a luxury cruise. The skipper put us straight to work. Going neck and neck with the other boats to round the markers is exhilarating work, but we didn't mind because we had a race to win.
Well, this is it. Working up towards the finish line on our last tack. It's exciting stuff. Come on!
After crossing the finishing line, we had one last chance to take in the beautiful scenery. Rounding one of the headlands, we caught a glimpse of the jewel of the Whitsundays, Whitehaven Beach, rated as one of the top 10 beaches in the entire world. Little did we know that this would be the site of Australia's biggest and most famous beach party.
Smack bang in the middle of Hamilton Island Race Week is a lay day for sailors. That has become legendary all across Australia. Everyone from yachties, travellers, to really anyone with the means of getting out to Whitehaven Beach on this day, descend upon this place for the Whitehaven Beach Party.
Okay, well, welcome. We're now down on the dance floor at Whitehaven Beach Party, as what is probably the best beach party in Australia, maybe the Southern Hemisphere, maybe even the world. Why? Check this out. Come down. These people here are dancing on what is the finest sand in the world, 97% pure white silica. I don't know if they appreciate it. What a party. Hey brother, do you realise the dance floor you're dancing on is made up of 97% pure white silica? Sure know that? They're a very scientific bunch around here. Very scientific. Just dance.
Once we were back on the mainland, we jumped straight into our van. Next episode, we will drive west, way west, to the furthest corner of Queensland, to the tiny outback town of Birdsville, to experience horse racing with a difference.